I remember when I was younger, I used to go out in the backyard a lot and just juggle a ball or dribble around, play with the dog, and just touch the ball whenever I could.
I played with boys a lot when I was young, so right off the bat it made me more tactical, I think, because I was not going to be as fast and as strong as them. So I think I had to be more creative and more skillful on the ball, because once I got the ball, I had to do something with it fast or I would get clobbered.
In retrospect, I think I was competitive. I remember my brothers and sisters didn't like to play with me because if I was losing, I would quit. Just because in my mind I thought I hadn't lost if I stopped playing before the game was over. I have one about Tish. In a game? Yeah. It had to be my senior year when we played Santa Clara out in California. And we were down 2-0 at halftime. And it started with the halftime talk. Anson and Dina were kind of removed and sarcastic, hoping that would motivate us. Because, we were sitting around just shocked what's going on. And a bunch of us, well, actually the whole team wore little pieces of tape around their pinky, and Tish gets up after Anson and Dina left and it's like, just screams. It's the only thing that was said in halftime. It's like, whoever doesn't have a piece of tape on her pinky better get one on right now. And she just walked away. And then in the game, we score the first goal, and she's like, she's getting so excited. She's like, oh my God, we're gonna come back, I just know it. And then we score the second goal. We are unbelievable. We're coming back. And then the third goal, Debbie scored this unbelievable volley from the top of the 18, and Tish just falls down. She does this nesty plunge in the middle of the field. I have to jump over her to get to Debbie, and she's just screaming, "We are so good!"
Well, this is the thing. I just couldn't believe how. We were down 2 goals, so already we were freaked out, and then we score a goal, and it was just so crazy to see. We only had a half. How composed we were, and how. I was freaking out, but for some reason, but everybody was so calm. We score a goal, then they'd be like, okay, we'll score another one, and I was just, I don't know why. I guess because I was in California, I was playing in front of a home crowd, and it just, things weren't going right, and I just lost it. And I remember just, after that last goal, there was a couple minutes left, and we had went ahead by 1 goal. I remember just falling on the ground. I'm waiting for people to hug me, and and they all, Mia just leaps over me, goes to Deb, and they're all hugging, and I just laid there, and I look up, and I'm just laying there by myself, and the whole team's back, getting ready, to kick off. But, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a tough year. That was the year of the World Cup, so Mia Hamm redshirted. So we didn't have her all year, and Christine Lilly was going to play as long as she could until she had to go to the World Cup, which was right before the playoffs, maybe. So she played during the season and wasn't able to play in the Final Four. I think that because those players were gone and because Anson was gone, we all had to step up our level of play, and we all had to just say, we're a good team. It's a team thing. We know our 2 best players aren't here, and our coach isn't here, but I can remember. In the huddle before Llewellyn, just saying, we've worked hard all season, and we all deserve to be here, and we're all, great players, and we can win this thing, if we all put our minds to it and put our hearts in it.
So we went into the finals with, on the edge of our seat, and with the national team, Anson and his crew over in China on the edge of their seat, waiting to hear how we did.
We were scared for them. They were playing in the World Cup. We had our mind on them as well as on our final. I'm sure Dino was biting his nails because, here he is put in charge all of a sudden, and it was a tough role for him to have to hop into, I think.
Left puts it into the area.
One header, still loose in the area. Wisconsin must get it out. Yana Vest was in there helping out. A chance again on the challenge for the Tar Heels. Right across, punch down, and a score! Taggart got a piece, but not enough. Stays in the wind and punched up at the last second. Great reaction by Finger. Sometimes watching the Tar Heels, it's like watching a clinic. The way they make the soft pass, the quick pass, the way they reverse it, just everything about it. It is 1-0 North Carolina. On a goal by Danielle Egan, played into the area. Off a deflection, a chance. Handled it. Couldn't quite get to it. Susie Holt, number 19, striking it hard into the area. Punched out. Well done by Shelley Finger. That was dangerous. Blazo. A foot race. Blazo after. Blocked by Taggart. The net is empty. Long shot. Let us score! Blazo on the corner kick. Sends it in low. Off a deflection. Still loose. And just over the crossbar will be put back in play. Looking, there's Venturini, punched up by Taggart. The net was empty, and Coley, that ball short hopped her as she was looking to half volley. Coming back the other way, Wisconsin. This is the first time I can remember this half that ball has crossed the midfield line. Meyer coming back. Inside, outside, good move. Kalinowski held her. The advantage calls to Fred Pereira. Look at Meyer go! In the area, then she's taken down. Is there a penalty? Looks Milo, number 7, off the right footer, and a score! Wisconsin's right back in it. Blazo on the side. Number 10 looking to cross it. Does cross it. A diving header, but Venturini will get a piece of it. Venturini, great cut. Left footer is blocked. The ball came right back to her like on a string. Sanchez, it's blocked. We're told that Anson Dorrance just made a long-distance call from China to get a score in this game. Oh, great turn. Angela Kelly. Now it's Sanchez. Venturini. Great juggle, a right-footed shot on the short hop. Taggart's there. rise up in anticipation. You know that they expect something to happen, and most times it does. The stamina that Carolina has is incredible. You see it game after game, year after year. They get stronger as the game goes on. Donahue on the right-footed shot. Chasing it is tagging it, and it's just wide, and the Tar Heels narrowly missed their 4th goal. The work rate of Carolina is incredible, again, considering they're up 3-1. But they're working for every ball like that one. Here's Blazo. Aquavella wide open on the right side. Blazo trying to draw the attention. I think she was going to try to slip it right side, but she may have held it too long. Nice to see that kind of teamwork, though, here at this stage. Venturini stumbles, got back up, and just missed. Okay, this is a great showcase for women's soccer. Great enthusiasm here. They love women's soccer here in Chapel Hill. And they say everybody loves a winner. This is a winner. This is a dynasty. Carolina, a minute and 20 away from another championship. Venturini, the shot that was just wide again. And out of those 18 chances, I wonder how many she has had, as Bill Palladino is about to be 10-0, and actually for him, win his first championship as really the acting head coach here with Anson Dortz away.
Here she is again, coming through. One little fake one way, then the other way. Gets by her player and just slips it past the post.
We were talking before about Anson Dortz making a call during this game. You know that he's focused on his game that's being played in China, but I knew at some point he'd be curious here. Right side of the field to Springer. The North Carolina Tar Heels are champions again, 6 straight times. 3-1 is your final score as the celebration is on in Chapel Hill.
I just remember it was the greatest feeling ever, and I can remember how happy Dino was. He just ran up and gave us all this biggest hug, and it was a great feeling. And it seemed like we accomplished so much more because we had those 3 people gone who meant so much and who put so much in that whole year. And people, kind of questioned us because we didn't have those players, that maybe we weren't going to win, and maybe we weren't going to be as strong or as fun to watch or as exciting. And I think we were, and I think that made it all that much better.
Because throughout the games, we wrote faxes back and forth. So, they knew that we were behind them and they were behind us.
And we got another fax back saying that they had won. And, I remember we were in the room, and so I think Anson came in and told us. And we were all just jumping up and down.
Finally hearing that they won, it was just a load off me, and then I felt like, okay, now I can't lose. Because if I lose, they're all going to be mad at me. So it was kind of, give and take kind of thing, and, it just worked out. Because the team, did it. They did it when I wasn't there, and I think that's probably one of the greatest feelings I had because, they just, they could pull through, and it just showed you what the program was all about and what the players really stood for. And then winning the World Cup was just another thing to add to it. So it was really, it was a great year.
Also, when we got back from the World Championship, we walked in from off the airplane, and Dino and just a bunch of the team was there to welcome us back. And I remember hugging Dino and saying, "We did it, you did it." It all worked out, and that was what was so awesome.
My gosh, look at this game, how incredibly entertaining. Oftentimes in a lot of other sports, when they watch a men's game and they show a women's game immediately following, the women's game pales in comparison. Well, in women's soccer, it doesn't. It's a different game. It's not as fast, but some of the negative elements aren't there either. There aren't as many fouls in a women's game. It was real neat reading the FIFA referee report following the Women's World Cup. It was interesting because these referees that also refereed men's World Cup games were talking about what a positive game the women's game was. They were saying the women didn't go out of their way to cheat at every opportunity during the game, so they brought a wonderful spirit to competition. They said that following a women's game, they were more exhausted And following a men's game, I was thinking, my gosh, that's curious, because the men's game is played at such a higher speed. Well, there are a lot of breaks in the men's game, because every 15 seconds, some guy is whacking some other guy, so there's a free kick. I mean, so the women's game had a greater flow, because it wasn't a game sort of strewn with fouls from the opening whistle to the end. What they were very impressed with is what women uniquely bring to soccer. The men's game has all kinds of wonderful attractions. I mean, the reason I'm involved in the game is because obviously I was excited coaching on the men's side of the house and playing on that side of the house, and the game itself has all kinds of attractions. But after I started coaching women, I saw other aspects of the women's game that were also attractive, but different from the men. And that's what FIFA picked up on. They picked up a very positive spirit that the women play with. It's not a defensive mentality. It's not a we won't lose mentality. It's basically, it's a we want to win philosophy, and that's the way we want to play the game.
We woke up that morning, it was just, we looked at the field and it was just a mess. And
The conditions were, there was, you know, a foot of water everywhere you looked. So anything can happen in that kind of game.
I mean, our style of play was to keep everything on the ground, 1-2 touch. And now with all these puddles, we couldn't do that.
And our coaches kept reminding us that these kind of games are, you know, up in the air, you know, because skill has nothing to do with it. When you kick the ball and it doesn't go anywhere, you try to trap it and it bounces off your, slides off your knee. So it was going to be an ugly game from the beginning.
Corner flag for the cross to the far side. Nobody after it for North Carolina. Now a chance. Tracy Donahue got a piece. And the rest. Mia Hamm can go side to side better than most. Takes the right-footed shot. It skips right to the goalkeeper, Melissa Carter. Those are the shots that I would expect would go in today. Lily. Looking for help, drops it on. Mia Hamm drawing to, there's that slashing style. She shoots it with the right foot, a shave. Off a deflection. Ooh, was that scary. Donahue playing it in. There's the header. Too high. Great chance, and that was Christie really trying to keep her streak alive. Shame she scored in 8 games in which she has played in NCAA tournament competition. Down the right wing, Mia Hamm chasing it, crossing it on a line drive. Pond, well done by Melissa Carr. Here's a chance. Mia Hamm, right in. Good save. Coming back the other way. Here's McCullough down the left side. Ooh, tough tackle.
Whoa, right at the edge of the penalty area.
Sending in a line drive, headed, and a score! It looked like Jennifer Lewis.
Yes, indeed.
What a goal! Of the line drive header. Duke, surprising North Carolina early.
Well, you're supposed to keep Carolina off the scoreboard in the first 15 minutes. Who ever said anything about getting on the scoreboard yourself? And all of a sudden, we've got a shock here, a 1-0 lead by Duke.
I remember when they scored, it was like a shock.
And I don't think we'd ever been behind before. And it was pouring rain in this national championship, and we were all freaking out.
we were nervous, and all of us were standing around here, what's going on? But I think that was our wake-up call.
I guess that kind of motivated us, and that was the wrong thing for Duke to do.
And I can remember Mia Hamm's goal. She cut it back, and the defender slid right past her 3 yards, and she put it in the corner.
On that far side, that's Venturini, number 13. That number is not unlucky for her. Plays it long. Mia Hamm. Lily's open in the box. Hamm, right-footed shot, and she scores! It's tied at 1. Mia Hamm.
And that was, we all just ran in and hugged each other, and we knew right there that we were going to be all right. And I guess we were, so we scored 8 more.
Egan Outside the area. Takes a right-footed shot, looking good.
The conditions just seem to have no effect on her whatsoever. Look at her shielding the ball beautifully, cutting inside 2 defenders.
On the corner kick to the middle area. Deflected and a score off the goalkeeper, Carr. Here's Lily. Into space for Ham. Into the area. The goalkeeper comes out the shot. And a score for Ham. The goalkeeper got a piece from that off. 3-1 North Carolina.
But here's the finish by the finisher par excellence, Mia Hamm, keeping her eye on the ball.
Egan, outside the 18, takes the shot, a diving save.
A great save.
Acrobatic. Santana. Tower. Santana again, now they're working the combinations. Here's Lily, looking to cross it. Sends it all the way across. A diving play by Rita Tower. Didn't work, but a great effort. Sanchez sending it into the middle. Header, score! And that is Kelly. Number 6, Angela Kelly will score her 13th goal of the year. The word dominate is starting to creep into the conversation.
The word dynasty may come up if
Again.
you're not careful.
On the cut, another cut. The pass across, here's a chance off the crossbar. Here they come. That's Lily, number 15 in white. 2 defenders chasing, 1 in front. Lily has players around her, gives it up. The shot right at the goalkeeper, Carr. Rita Tower plays it. It dies there. Look out, here's a shot taken by Coley, blocked once. Another shot, score! North Carolina, 5-1. Don Crow, look at the spin on this ball coming back, and another score. Carolina makes it 6-1. Lily had a hurdle, but that's empty. There's Boyle. Open net, missing Boyle. She scores! 7-1. They're scoring, Seamus, before you can even finish your thought. Here's Ham, holding it, 18 yards out. Couple of cuts, left-footed shot through a screen. She scores! She bent it around. She's got the hat trick. What a goal! Oh, that's the goal of this game.
Well, a total nightmare of a day, and in the end for Duke, and this perhaps says it best. Just a mistake by a defender trying to clear it off. Just hits it, and it scoots in by Melissa Carr.
It gets more amazing every year you come back and watch Carolina play. 5 seconds, and that's it. The Tar Heels are champions again. 7 straight for North Carolina, 10 overall.
Everyone expects you to score.
The key is you have to have a nose for the goal. If you don't, you're not going to be out there on the field.
When I was playing up there, I mean, that's what I was supposed to do. That's what I did well and you know, quote unquote, get paid the big bucks for.
As you go into the higher levels, you got to be able to get used to the defenders just pummeling you all game. I mean, you're going to get fouled all game long. It's like an art to foul the forward without getting caught, you know. And as a forward, you have to deal with it. It's kind of fun, you know. It's just another element within the game that challenges you.
Just have confidence, I think that's the main thing. And I think just getting over the fact that I'm not going to be perfect each game, as long as I do my best and in some way, you know, contribute to the team, that will be all right.
Forwards are so seldomly successful at what they're supposed to do, which is score goals. If you make a bad pass or a bad shot, you kind of have to blow it off and get over it. I know Dino and I sat down and talked long and hard about trying to get over things like that, using that frustration in a more positive way by winning the ball back or blowing it off. The next time you get it, you just try it again.
In a space for Ham. Into the area. The goalkeeper comes out the shot. And a score for Ham. The goalkeeper got a piece but not off.
If you look at a game, a front runner may have 5 chances to score. They may have less. And if you think about, you know, how few times you actually touch the ball in a game, there's a lot of other work going on. But when you do get that one chance, you have to remain incredibly focused. Just, you know, finishing techniques, focusing on that, knowing what surface to use or, you know, which shot you should take from what angle in the box is key because you get so few chances.
I think for me, when I go into a game, I always know I'm going to run fast. You know, technically you might not always be on, but there are other ways to get around that.
Find ways tactically to beat players, whether it's combining with the midfielders or, you know, laying the ball off, spinning, getting free. There's all different kinds of ways to get yourself open to take a shot.
Sliding it off. Lily, a high shot and a score!
I could run all day, so if I couldn't beat that player when I faced up on him, I knew I could, you know, by the last half of the game, I could just run him into the ground physically. You know, and I loved seeing my defender not being able to keep up with me. You know, it was great fun. And when that happened, then you'd take your game up another notch and just kind of bury them.
When you come to college, it's a huge, huge step forward, especially physically.
You have to come in at a certain fitness level, so, you know, your first 2 weeks of preseason you don't, you know, have to use to get into shape.
You know, I basically trained when my club team trained. I never trained on my own, and I finally realized, being put in that environment, that if I wanted to go to a Division I program, I had to start working on my own. I had to start you know, like I said, trying to get a fitness base back then. I mean, I had none.
I think that's critical. Just as kids just need to play and play and play, and, you know, need to actually get, as they get more serious about it, maybe at their junior year, get into a routine where they're running 2 or 3 times a week or 3 or 4 times a week and also working with a ball, so they're developing their fitness level.
You know, it's much more demanding at the collegiate level.
If you come in with a fitness base and your physical attributes are there, the rest of it, I think, is going to fall into place for you.
Sanchez all the way in, shot, score! Kerry Sanchez, less than 2 minutes into the game, and North Carolina is on top, 1-2. Here's a header coming on for Rita Towers. She gets taken down in the box. No call. Play on, says the referee. Little chip to the far post. Kelly tries to control. Eddie comes out and makes the save. And Kelly is down. Sky Eddie is a very aggressive goalie. Now Venturini down into the corner for Mia Ham. Ham with the one-on-one move.
Her drive. Ham pulls it middle right away. Sweet move. Her drive from 25. Taken out a hop by Egan on the wing. Goes for the long cross. And Sky Eddy very strong in the air.
Look how close Santana is.
Now Worsham meets Santana down the wing. Gross is cutting to the middle and Pierman's on the far side, but there is Dawn Crow. Now here's Worsham. Her pass comes directly to Kelly. Kelly up ahead for Mia Hamm. She's got great speed. Hamm down the right side, turns the corner, still with it, into the middle, behind Tower. Keller scores! Mia Hamm sets it up with a tremendous run down the right wing. Gross just gets beaten to the ball by Zola Springer. Springer's overlapping. Gets the return from Venturini. And now goes against Bassett. Still with it. Springer turns. Can't get it on goal. Mia Hamm's drive. Save. Hamm just half volleyed that with the left. A tremendous drive from 20 yards. Hamm long pass up ahead for Tower. Tower going 1-on-2, leaves it ahead, here's Hamm, and Eddy makes a tremendous save. Mia Hamm with a heel pass. Zola Springer for Aquavella, back to Springer, and Eddy is out. Good alert goalkeeping. For Aquavella, now here's Mia Hamm. Again the move past Helmuth. That 30-yarder gets deflected and goes out of bounds. All the way across the middle, Kelly scores! Angela Kelly, and it is 3-0 North Carolina with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. They play exciting soccer.
Yeah, unhesitating and letting it go, and good positional play.
Here's Mia Hamm. Hamm with a break, turning it back, trying the through ball, and there's a save after the whistle. Pierman with the pressure from behind, but again, Carolina settles the ball. Kelly into the middle. Popping the ball back and forth in midfield right now. Someone's got to settle this thing and start an attack. It's Mia Hamm. Hamm has a breakaway. Eddy is out. Hamm scores! Tower against Costco. Tower just putting on the speed. Costco pushes her, gets away with it. It comes into Keller. Keller turns and fires and hits the post! Springer going ahead to Egan. She's onside. She's got Mia Hamm in the middle. Here goes Danielle Egan on a break. And a great save by Eddy.
Here they come again.
Keller for Hamm. Trying to move to the right, now she goes back left, the shot in the middle, Tower scores! Rita Tower from Mia Hamm, 5-0 North Carolina.
see the whole thing here. Now look at the opportunity she has. She has a chance to shoot here, but she doesn't. Controls it, pulls it back, and then goes back to the line again. 2 defenders, not enough. Keeper, not enough.
But now it comes toward midfield, and Carolina controls. Dawn Crow, beautiful ball served into the middle for Keller, and a drive, save, rebound. Rita Tower with a nice turn, and she goes by Durico. Tower turning on the speed with the ball, still pulling away. Now across the middle. One-timer and a save. Aquavella with Tower right and Doherty left. This is Rita Tower. Christine Ho comes over to play against her. Tower takes her time, sets up the right foot, goes to the far post. One-timer, scores! Danielle Egan sneaking in the back door on a beautiful setup from Rita Tower. 6 different goal scorers for North Carolina today. This is the way they draw it up. The delay, and then the cross, and Egan with a classic finish. The University of North Carolina, NCAA champions in 1982, 83, 84, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, and now 1993, the national champions, 6-0 over George Mason. The dynasty continues.
Creativity is important for that position. I mean, you're like the quarterback, so you have to have vision. You have to be aware of where your players are, you know, where they're going to be, where you want them to be. So you have to like direct traffic, and you have to be able to communicate a lot. You have to be able to serve a long ball. I mean, you have to have the skill enough to get the ball off and get it where you want it to be. I mean, if someone's in sprinting down the sideline, you want to be able to have the skill to get the ball there.
And Carolina controls. Beautiful ball served into the middle for Keller, and a drive, save, rebound. Coley was on it.
You have to be able to play defense. I mean, midfield, you play offense and defense, so you can't be totally, you know, offensive-minded and want to score goals. You have to be able to get back and play defense. So, I mean, you have to be able to do everything. I think midfield is the greatest position. I'm finding out that the mental part is probably the most important. Because you can be the greatest player physically, but if you have problems mentally, or if you're not confident, or if you're overconfident, then you're not going to play well, you're not going to enjoy it.
For me, the psychological dimension is when we get down a goal, not giving up. You know, when I fail, taking someone on, not giving up, and or letting down for a certain amount of time. I mean, that's another thing. It's so easy when you're surrounded with these great players to kind of fade in and out, because you know they can take over. It's just trying to be consistent.
I think just making mistakes. I think to overcome, because I know I could make a pass right, but if I did it wrong, I would be like, God, you know, what's wrong with me? And I think just getting over the fact that I'm not going to be perfect each game.
For me, I think a big part was controlling my emotion, because there are so many times I'd get wrapped up in things that were going on, both on the field and off the field, that it affected the way I played and the way I associated with people. And
being mentally tough and stable is important. I mean, being able to play bad and just be able to say, you know, tough. You know, you're not going to play well all the time.
Basically, mentally, you have to prepare yourself in every practice and every game.
If you go out there on the field and you never quit, you know, things are going to happen for you eventually. You might not be having a great day, but if you give it your best, something's going to go right.
These aren't pampered athletes. These are athletes that are developed in a competitive cauldron. They're used to competing for their bread and butter every single day in training.
The way that you are expected to practice and to play is as though there's no tomorrow. If you create that atmosphere, especially in practice, then you can't help but improve, because that pushes you to your limit.
And so what we end up developing is a kid with an incredible psychological hardness, one that is used to adversity. And I remember one of our kids went off on a youth tour once and was playing for another coach. And they had lost a game to another international team, and I remember the other coach was teasing our player, saying something to the effect of, in fact, I think it was Danielle Egan. He was saying, well, Danielle, what does it feel like to lose? I mean, you've never lost at UNC. What does this feel like to finally lose a game? And she turned and looked at him, and she said, Coach, I lose in practice at UNC every day. We don't sit down as a group and say, well, what are our goals this year? Well, what do you think? Do you think we should try to win the national championship? They have no choice. They come into an environment where the national championship is an expectation. And when you come into an environment where that kind of goal is expected, there's a hardening process in itself as you start to adjust to what's going to be going on around here. That you've got to be the best you can be, and you've got to compete at the highest possible level every minute of every practice, and then take that into every game. You develop a kind of confidence and hardness because the expectations on you are so high. There's no way that any player develops in a recreational arena. And so the kid that comes into this program, the kid that selects to come into this program, first of all, is unique. And then the ones that survive it and spend 4 years in it will leave with a kind of confidence where they, I think, will believe forever that if they work hard, they can do anything.
The whole talk, the whole season was, North Carolina's going to lose this year. And I think at times we let that get to us, and we thought, well, maybe they're right. Maybe we're not going to win. Maybe we shouldn't. We don't deserve to win. And we did lose. We lost to Duke mid-season or towards the end of the season, I think. And it felt like, we lost. Now we got it over with. Now we can just go on and play. And I think that's what we did. I mean, after we lost that game, we played well, and we played with our hearts the rest of the season.
Anson Dorrance has piloted his team to 8 straight national championships, and 11 out of 12. North Carolina had a 92-game winning streak stopped this year by a tie against Notre Dame.
Tying Notre Dame earlier that year was almost harder. And I think that when we got in the Final Four and we knew Notre Dame was going to be there, that's the team we wanted to play in the final, because we wanted to show them that we were the better team.
Even though the Tar Heels are the underdogs in the polls and in the seedings, will they be the underdogs on the field?
Well, as you say, number 2 in the polls, number 2 in the seedings, but underdogs, not. No way. Not North Carolina. Too much tradition, too much expectation, too much experience, it seems to me, to make them an underdog here. And they have 6 seniors who are determined not to be remembered as the ones who let the championship get away from Chapel Hill.
And that Final Four was very tough, and there was so much talk of how we were going to lose and how we didn't have the heart. And I think that was the most fun game I've ever played in my whole life, was that final against Notre Dame. I mean, I've never seen 11 people play harder or have more fun out there than I did that day.
White jerseys, Carolina in the distinctive light blue, and Debbie Keller with the steal right away off. Sharp gets in the shot on Renola. She makes the save. Throw for Venturini. This could be the player of the year. Carrie Sanchez through to Venturini. Venturini on the go, has Keller left, and Daisy Wright goes for the shot. Robin Confer's in motion by the penalty spot. Renola punches it clear, but not out. Venturini to Danielle Egan. Kate Fisher goes out to mark her. A quick turn for the cross, headed out by Scharf. Egan one-times it for Keller. The header hits the post and comes out. Keller can't get the rebound. Tiffany Thompson clears for Notre Dame. Venturini with a long ball down the wing for Keller after the interception. Keller working on Van Lake. Keller goes for the cross. Dacey touches it on. Here comes Egan on the far side. The volley and a save by Confer.
Well, we've played almost, 14 minutes now, and Notre Dame's got to feel pretty good that they've survived the early scare, but here comes Tisha Venturini.
Working on Scharf into the middle for Dacey. Deflects back to the corner. Venturini for Sanchez. Carrie Sanchez cranks one off, blocked by Scharf. Sanchez again off of Scharf, and that one's going to score it over the end line for a corner kick. Terry Sanchez on the corner, Daisy on the short post, right across, they score!
Great flick on. A great flick on. Clearly something that's been worked on in practice. Watch this now, the good ball. Look at the near post flick on. There's the little touch right there, and then comes Kelly with an easy tap in, but a perfect touch on by Daisy. This is something you work on time and time again. Near post corner, good flick across. Defense really caught off balance, and there's the first goal of the game.
Venturini's drive goes just wide. She played a nice little 1-2 with Daisy, who laid the ball off. And again, Venturini saw the opening and accelerated into it. That's what makes Tisha Venturini a Player of the Year candidate. Dawn Crow on the corner kick. All the way into the middle, Venturini's header saved, another shot.
You can see in the replay, tremendous shot of her rising in the air, sort of holding, hanging in the air.
Here's Danielle Egan across the middle. Keller can turn it quickly into the middle. Granola stumbles, but she has it. Cochran racing toward the middle. Danielle Egan with a bit of a delay against Fisher. Now chips for Daisy. Daisy will try the turn. Can't get it around Thompson. Man thigh. Can't clear. He comes into the middle. Dangerous ball here. Scharf high in the air. Venturini's blast is wide.
I wonder how the ball manages to find that kind of skillful player in top of the box. It just seems uncanny. It gets there, and of course it's not accident, it's just her placement.
Egan's cross, headed on, into the middle to Codford, loose for Daisy, couldn't find the handle, Venturini, shot chips, and goes over the bar. Guerrero looking long for Manthai. Manthai trying to split Wilson and Egan. Manthai still has it, has McCarthy going away. Here's Michelle McCarthy with a chance. She lines it up, the drive is deflected, and it'll be a corner kick for Notre Dame. Blocked by Kelly, it comes to Sanchez. Kelly straight ahead for Venturini. Sombrero has returned to the game. She's marking Robin Confer right there. Confer has a gun on both sides. Tackled away, comes right to Keller, the shot just wide. Carolina comes at you in twos. One player goes after the ball, the other player's there to cover. Here's Robin Confer with a burst of speed, a little chip shot. Granola makes the save. That ball had deceiving pace on it. Aubrey Falk, freshman, lays it off for Sanchez. Sanchez is chipped toward the penalty arc. Venturini is there. Rubio has it on a hop, leaves it off for Falk. Falk's drive goes over the top. It'll be a goal kick for Notre Dame in the final 10 seconds of the first half, dominated by North Carolina. There. Dawes now with the move, and she'll crank it up from 30, and Noonan makes her first save of the afternoon.
But this lack of possession by Carolina is not something that they're used to experiencing, or that we're used to seeing, but here they come on the counterattack.
Kelly for Venturini. She's got Keller on the left and makes the good pass, but Sombrero good marking. Venturini gets it back, the volley scores! Tisha Venturini makes it 2-0 North Carolina.
Ball played through. Good defensive hustle, but the ball comes right to Venturini. She flips it up and then whacks it on the volley. That is mighty impressive.
Dawes against Kelly on the head. Now Venturini volleys, heads, and keeps on coming. Ahead for Vanessa Rubio. Rubio against Sombrero with Hartwig back in support. That's Keller for North Carolina. She turns it off. Sombrero, corner kick for North Carolina. Manthai plays it toward the corner. Egan coming over on defense. Chip into the middle and a great stab by Noonan, who comes out and controls the air.
Wow, tremendous save.
have a timeout soon. I wonder if that's going to work against Notre Dame here as they're carrying the play. Dawes is drive for the far post. Noonan is there again. Dacey heads it on for Keller. Keller, short ball for Dacey. She has the corner. Now she comes across. Tipped on by Venturini. Sanchez gives chase. Sanchez one-times it right back into the middle of the box. Comes all the way across. Confer scores! Robin Confer makes it 3-0 North Carolina. And the Tar Heels have virtually put a lid on their 9th straight national championship.
And look at that cross that was taken. It gets a bit of a lucky deflection. Venturini can't get to it. But Confer just gets a nice, quick left-footed volley on it.
Venturini for Keller. She can turn quickly and does. Venturini challenging Sharps clear. Thompson volleys it. Kelly is there unchallenged. Kelly pops it for Venturini. Lays it off for Keller. Keller's drive saved by Renola, and she keeps it from going out of bounds. Keller turns into the middle, headed by Dawes. It comes to Sanchez. Sanchez has Venturini lurking near the penalty spot. Elects to come back out to Kelly. Kelly across the middle. Venturini header scores! Tisha Venturini puts the capper on a brilliant career. Wilson turns it back for Carolina. Keller for Dacey, but Sharp is there. Dacey, nice move over to Keller. She has Venturini. Venturini against Dawes for Dacey. Dacey on the go. She's in alone. Dacey, save, rebound, scores! Sarah Dacey finishes it off on a solo effort in the box, collecting her own rebound. 5-0 North Carolina. North Carolina's dynasty continues. 9 in a row. One of the greatest dynasties in the history of college sports.
Women's soccer champion, the North Carolina Tar Heels.
My ambition is to see women's soccer in the United States as the national sport for women. It's taking off at a youth level. I mean, it's like a brush fire. Whenever the game starts in a community, it dominates it. I'd love to see in this country that women's soccer is the national sport, and I think we're certainly going in that direction.